Hi boys and girls. Today we're going to talk about temporal words or order words. Temporal is another word for order. It's how we put our thoughts together in a sequence, okay, or in a certain order. So I'm going to start off by telling you a little story. I have some pictures. Okay, so let's look at my first one. Well, I played recess. I ate dinner with my family. I took the bus to school. Those are some great ideas, but they're not in a very good order. I wouldn't play recess and then have dinner and then take the bus to school. It doesn't quite make sense. So there's a better way to order our thoughts, and that's where our temporal words or our order words come into play. They help us, when we're doing our writing, put our thoughts in order. We actually use temporal words or those order words when we're doing when we're talking about how to do something as well. So let me move these pictures to the side since they're not in the right order. And let's try this again, but we're going to use our order words or temporal words. So when I start a story, I start with the word first. First tells the very first thing or the beginning thing that happens. So this is my first temporal word that I want to use. First. This right here is a comma. I put the comma after the word first because when we're talking about telling a story and we start with the word first, we always need a comma. It tells us to take a pause. It's like first, okay, now let me think what happened first. Okay, well, first I took the bus to school. Right? So that would be the first thing that happens in my story. First, comma, I took the bus to school. So now I'm going to use another temporal word, next. Next, comma. Okay, again, taking that pause, I'm thinking, okay, what happens next in my story? What happens right after I take the bus to school? Okay, well, in my story, I talk about how I played at recess. So first, comma, I took the bus to school. Next, comma, I played at recess. And now we're going to use another temporal word, the word last. This is the last thing or the ending thing that I want to talk about. If you're last in line, you're at the very end. So same thing with our story. At the very end of my story, I want to use the word last. So last, there's that comma again, last comma, because I'm taking a pause before I tell everybody what's the last thing that happens. Last, I ate dinner with my family. Okay, so now my story is in order. It makes sense. First, comma, I took the bus to school. Next, I played recess. Last, I ate dinner with my family. My story makes sense now. I put it in order, and I use my temporal or order words to sequence my story or put it in a good order so that everyone will understand what happened during my story. All right, boys and girls, we're going to do some more with this throughout the week.